Hi, my name is Christian Finke, and this is my author discussion for Colson Whitehead and his first novel, The Intuitionist. Colson Whitehead was born in 1969 and raised in Manhattan, New York. He went to the prep school in New York named Trinity School, which is kindergarten to 12th grade. He then went on to graduate from Harvard. He has since won many prizes for his works, such as the National Book Award for Fiction, Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, and MacArthur Fellowship. His first job was out of college at a place called the Village Voice, where he did reviews on music, books, and television. The first novel which I am going to be focusing on is The Intuitionist, which is in our readings. He has also produced 8 other books: The Nickel Boys, Zone 1, Sag Harbor, The Colossus of New York, John Henry Days, Apex Hides the Hurt, The Noble Hustle, and The Underground Railroad, which is a household book. Colson Whitehead's Underground Railroad is a commonly taught and read book that was also named #1 New York Times bestseller. The book also won 2 awards: 2016 National Book Award for Fiction and the 2017 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. The book was also Amazon's #1 top-selling book in 2016. The book shows a young slave's will for freedom. He is also a sought-out speaker for universities and libraries. His intelligence and demeanor make him a great speaker. He also captures audiences with his amazing storytelling abilities. Lila Mae Watson is the main character in the book, The Intuitionist, and works as an elevator inspector. Watson is the first African American woman to obtain this job in her city. Instead of using typical mechanical methods to fix elevators like most in her job, she uses emotions to fix elevators and has never messed up. She is actually the best in her department. Clearly, she exceeds expectations at work, but does not have much of a home life. She has an apartment in the city that's small, and she lives alone. She originally grew up in a town south of the city. The time period seems to be around the 1930s and 1940s. Lila Mae Watson is a part of the theoretical fiction intuitionism. As I explained, this is less traditional way of keeping elevators running, but this method does work for her. One day Watson comes home to her apartment being searched by 2 men named John and Jim after there was an elevator accident at the Fanny Bridge Memorial Building. The building is significant because Watson does maintenance here regularly. Her friend named Chuck told her right before she went home that the head of the elevator department is blaming her in intuitionism. The campaign manager for the leader's opponent shows up and gets the 2 men to leave. She moves to the intuitionist's house after the 2 men who broke in. This place is the headquarters for her department that she's a part of. This is where she is introduced to the idea and blueprints of the perfect elevator, aka Black Box. Chancer is the leader of the department who is trying to keep the perfect elevator a secret. A man named Ben gets abducted from John and Jim due to his knowledge of the black box. Ben Urich is a journalist who unsuccessfully wrote about the new black box. Lila Mae then also gets kidnapped and brought to the same location and is told to stop trying to find the black box notes from Chancer. Her apartment is trashed when she comes back, and she teams up with a man named Natch. Natch sabotages Chancer's demonstration of a safe elevator at an event called Funicular Follies, which is an annual elevator event that's important. Watson confronts a man named Pompey, who she suspects did the incident at Fanny Bridge due to Pompey being paid by Chancer, but Pompey denies all accusations. Watson gets assurance from a woman named Miss Rogers that the man named Fulton intended intuitionism to be a joke as a black man. He wanted Miss Rogers to send the blueprints out, and Miss Rogers gives the documents to Lila Mae. Lila Mae Watson then takes the journal to Raymond Combs, who at the Arbo office, who is one of the biggest elevator manufacturers. Lila Mae is now working on finishing Fulton's complete journal for the perfect elevator, and she also upgraded her apartment. An ongoing theme throughout the book is racism. When people aren't treated or seen the same due to a difference in appearance, equality will never be accomplished. Whitehead explores racist tendencies brought upon certain characters, mainly seen against Watson, with her taking discrimination daily. He also shows how the roles and races play throughout society. He makes it clear that society is controlled by whites and is racist. Oprah talks to Colson Whitehead about his book, Underground Railroad, and how she loves the book and can't imagine where the main character is coming from, being born a slave and fighting for freedom. Oprah expresses how she thinks, wow, that's what I come from. Those are the people that are my people. Colson comes back with agreeing and saying, thinking about what his ancestors went through makes him realize how his everyday problems are nothing. Colson liked writing how a character is strong enough to take the first step in getting freedom and then leading others to freedom. Colson says how he waited to write a book on racism for years and that he wasn't ready to take on the topic of slavery yet. He wanted to make sure that when he did write on the topic that he was going to get it right, and I think he clearly did. Here's my first reference page, and here's my second reference page. Thank you.